What up, what up, what up, what up? It is Saturday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and your boys is in the house. It is Square One, episode 50. We have reached the milestone, episode 50.
Nice.
Remember when we just started this? Man, it seemed like a couple months ago, but man, 50 episodes, man. Fantastic, fantastic.
Absolutely. What's going on, Danny? Good. What's up, Chris? You guys good?
Yeah. What's going on,
Doing good.
Chris?
Well, I just got done working 36 hours in 3 days, so that was
Man.
good.
You can be able to lift that check, be so heavy.
That's why I wasn't on anything this week.
I feel you. I wouldn't have either. 'cause I
Yeah.
don't-
They take it a chair.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know, Uncle Sam gonna get his piece, but at least you should be able to see something.
Oh yeah.
Well, it has been another exciting week in sports, little NBA and little NFL. We got 8 topics for you today. I think you're going to enjoy these. Pretty interesting topics. We're going to go ahead and dive on in. And the first question is going to be an NBA related question, and it's going to be regarding Devin Booker. Is he disrespected? Some people feel like he is disrespected, and I took the time to research 4 other people that was one time considered to be in the MVP race and is currently in the MVP race. And we're going to compare their stats. Okay, Devin Booker averages 34 minutes a game, 26 points. He shoots 46.6% from the field goal, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. That's Devin Booker. That's what he's averaging this season.
Mm-hmm.
The Greek Freak is averaging 32 minutes, which is 2 minutes less than Devin Booker. 29 points, which is 3 points more than Devin Booker. His field goal is higher, almost double, not double, but 10 points higher. He is at 55% field goal. He got 6 more rebounds at 11 and one more assist than Devin Booker. So he's 32 minutes, 29 points, 55% field goal, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. That's the Greek Freak who's in the running for the MVP. LeBron is 37 minutes, which is more minutes than both of those. 30 points, which is more than both of those. He's shooting 52.4% from the field goal, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. So let that sink in. 19th season in the NBA, and he's scoring more and playing more than 2 young bucks. Steph Curry, who's also considered at one time, scoring 25 points. He plays 34 minutes. He is 43.7% from the field goal, 5.2 rebounds, and 6 assists. And last but not least is Joel Embiid, who plays 33 minutes, which is the least of all of them. No, Greek Freak plays 1 minute less than he do. He averages 30 points a game, field goals 49%, 11 rebounds, 4.2 assists. So I compared him with the ones that was during the year mentioned to be in the MVP race and the ones that are currently, and he's not been mentioned. So in your assessment of this, do you think it's a fair statement that he's being disrespected in the NBA and the fans, media, whatever you want to say? Whoever wants to go first.
I don't know. I think he maybe should be in the runnings. LeBron James shouldn't be in there. I'm sorry. Yes, he had a good season, but his team's trash. Lakers are trash. You know what I mean? But then again, if you're also talking about MVP, like take him out of those games, and they don't even have the 25 wins that they have, right? So, I don't know. He should be in the talks. I don't know if he's being disrespected, but he should definitely be in the talks for MVP.
Okay. Mr. Knight, what do you think?
I mean, I'm kind of with Hans on the. I don't know if he's being disrespected. I would say that if you got the numbers and you're doing well, I think your name should at least come up. If his name's not coming up, that's a problem. That is a form of disrespect. But it's hard to tell. I mean, a lot of these people.
Not to mention now they got the best record in the NBA.
Yeah, I know. But the thing you also have to remember a lot of times is that hard to tell. I mean, a lot of these people who are on there on these lists and make it year after year, that's it's because they're consistently there year after
There's a
year.
serious echo going on.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
hear it. They're on the list year after year because they're competing like that year after year. Now, I don't know what Booker's you know stats look like before, and it's not fair when you say that to rookies. For instance, if a rookie comes in and does that, I think they should be considered. But sometimes these people who vote for these things or talk about these things, they're looking for absolute. This guy is there year after year showing us the same thing. He's putting up the same numbers. For instance, LeBron's a good example. This guy, they don't have, I mean, this year they didn't have a great year, but he's still consistently getting those points. He's still consistently performing at a high level. And there's something to be said about that. So, I mean, by the stats alone and what his team is doing this year, yes, he's being disrespected. That is a short and simple answer, but there is more to it than just that. But but it does seem like they're just kind of looking the other way.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that too. I think he is being disrespected. He
I
should be in
think
the top.
I think a lot of it too is the market he's in. It's not Phoenix is not a very good market, and when I say
No.
market, they don't like get a lot of TV time, because here in South
Well,
Carolina,
what's
man,
their
I see more Charlotte games than any other games because that damn TBS or whatever Ted Turner
hmm
broadcast. I don't know what, but
hmm
I'm tired of seeing Charlotte. Charlotte is good this year. I won't say good; they're better this year with the ball guy. He makes it very exciting, but they're not going to get to playoffs anytime soon because they just don't have enough around them. But let's take that Phoenix is in a bad market. It doesn't get a lot of TV time, even though they are the best team in the NFL. They just, whatever reason, it's a form of disrespect. I totally agree with y'all. It's a form of
well,
disrespect.
what's their market share? Um, just look up really quick what Phoenix's market share.
Well,
Somebody.
it's a small market, so it's
Yeah,
probably low.
I mean,
But that's definitely a reason why he wasn't put in there.
yeah, I mean the Royals and the Chiefs. It's not so much the Chiefs. Chiefs are because of their what they do. They're better well known and they have a little more clout. But like the Royals, for instance, even when they've competed in the past, uh, they kind of just get looked over. People talk about the bigger name markets, even if we're having a better season. And
They're in the
uh,
18th market out of the NBA.
yeah, I mean, so what's that? That's a little above halfway.
There's 30 teams in the NFL. 32 teams. No, it's 30
Hold on,
teams in
guys.
the
Sorry.
NBA. So they rank number 18. So they're about halfway. Little right in the middle. Hello? Hello. Also, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah.
hold
Hello.
on. Somebody's trying
Oh
to
yeah.
call me.
Oh.
Somebody.
Yeah. So they're number 18. So that's about right in the middle, the pack, middle of the pack.
Who's in 18?
Out of the best markets in the NBA,
Oh, okay.
they're in the 18th position.
All right, 18.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be in the talks, man. I mean, and I can't really blame small market for that because Steve Nash was in a small market.
Yeah. But you know what's different between him and Steve Nash, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you.
So
Don't really want to make that an excuse, but it could be one.
what else? What else could it be? I mean, I want to think. Let me look up Steve Nash's statistics, stats.
Yeah, his Steve Nash statistics were pretty good. I think he was averaging double doubles.
Okay.
think he was having any trouble though. I think he was doing pretty well.
Something keep kicking my daggone camera off. What the hell that is?
Oh, thought you were doing that.
Hmm.
One of those days, technical
I'm
difficulties.
telling you,
Man.
boy. You are correct with that.
But yeah, I think if I were to pick who's gonna win this year, or at least make it to the finals out the West, it would probably be the Suns. So if you got a team that's probably gonna make it out the West, and you got your point guard playing top notch,
Magic Johnson said, "Look out for the Dallas Mavericks."
yeah, I don't know about that one.
No.
I don't know about that one. I have to see how that one goes first. I haven't really seen anything from Dallas. I don't even know who they have on their team, to be honest with you.
It's not Djokovic. What's the other guy? Luca.
Oh yeah, Luca. Right. Luca. Yeah, Luca's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. In this fucking 2K game, anytime I see someone have Luca, I don't want to play them. I do not want to play them, bro. It's just 3-pointer after 3-pointer after 3-pointer after 3-pointer, and he does not fucking miss. It's annoying as fuck. I hate it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, anyway, let's go to another topic. I know you're probably not gonna like this, but LeBron James says the Lakers season is not a failure. What is this man smoking? On a
Crack.
recent interview, on the exit interview, the last interview I think that he's contractually um, bounded by. He said during the interview that this Lakers season was not a failure, and Stephen A. tore him up on First Take. He was like, "LeBron, come on, man, what you doing? By saying this, you're giving credence to people that believe that you be lying about other stuff." So, um, as much as I am a Lakers fan, LeBron,
Mhm.
this was a total failure. Laker Nation does not expect this kind of play, this kind of season. That's why you went there. You went there with the intent to win championships. You won
Mhm.
one, and it's kind
Mhm.
of maybe suspect because it was in a bubble.
Right.
It was not really what playoff basketball should be.
Right.
So, as much as I'm a Laker fan, that was, in my opinion, a very stupid statement. So, what do you
And I
think?
agree with you too. I think it was a failure of a season. Now, why does he say it's not a failure though? That's the question that I have.
Didn't
Is
go
it
into
because of the
that.
injuries?
I'm not
Because if
sure
it's
what
because
he
of
said. I know what when he said it. They was saying that he called it an egregious lie. Something I think what he said, a flagrant,
oh yeah,
and was saying that um, he's one on a long laundry list of things. He's like, bruh, in a when it, the playoff used to be 8 teams. Now with the buy-in of 10 teams, you were 5 games out of that. He said
yeah,
you behind the Spurs and somebody else. He said I can't think of the other team. He said you didn't even make that the play-in. And they give you two
hmm
more opportunities. So and the coach being fired, I think last week, earlier this week, and Russell Westbrook's play. I mean, it's just been old boy getting hurt, unibrow.
yeah.
I mean,
They
he's
fired Frank Vogel. They fired
mm-hmm,
him yet? Yeah, they
yeah,
did. Okay,
yep.
yeah. They said they were gonna fire him after the season, and
No, I think they did
but
that earlier this week, bro.
well, yeah. The season's over, so I meant the
Yeah,
regular season.
yeah.
But yeah. I mean, like when they hired him, like everybody was like, "Who is this guy, anyways?" Right? And then they win the championship, and everybody thinks he's such a great coach, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no, they won
No,
because of LeBron. You know what I mean? AD. That's why they won. They were in the bubble too, also. So I
yeah,
always say that the playing in the bubble was kind of like iffy for me.
very iffy. You can put an asterisk on that season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. Roadblock, what's up? Thank you for joining us,
What's
man. I
up,
appreciate
Roblox?
it. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. This season was definitely a failure.
Absolutely.
Chris Knight, did you hear the question?
Is this the one about LeBron says it wasn't a failure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
LeBron James said in a recent interview that the Lakers season is not a failure. So
This is always a tricky thing. Um, for the Lakers, I would say yes, it is a failure. The Lakers have expectation. That's a team that expects to be at least in the playoffs every year. Now, if you're a team that hasn't been in the playoffs for 10 years, 5 years, whatever, and you got some new people on. Let's say you're just trying to get the right chemistry on your team, and you have a season like this, but you feel like, hey, look, we actually, we got some chemistry going. We found some things that worked for us, and you can find some bright spots in it. Okay, it's not a loss. It's not a bad season, but for the Lakers, yeah, it is because the Lakers expect, they are a perennial playoff team. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what he thinks. I mean, maybe it's just the leadership thing that he has that he tries to say, hey, no, we didn't have a bad season. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's just trying to be the leader and say, no. We can find something positive this season. But you're the Lakers. You are not supposed to miss, especially miss out so fantastically. I mean, listen, if they had been in the playoff talks until the last day and something happened where they won their game, but somebody had to lose, or two people had to lose, something like that, where there's some mathematics in it. If that had happened, okay, maybe. No, they were flat out eliminated. They weren't getting there. So that's a failure for the Lakers.
Absolutely. Because even they talked about other teams where they've had injuries and they at least still made the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
This Laker team couldn't even make the play in, much less the playoffs. So for
exactly.
you to sit there and say that this season for your type of team wasn't a failure, absolutely was. You had Russell Westbrook, and you had AD. That should be
Yeah,
enough to at least get the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. You can't. Again, you can find bright spots in anything, but you're the Lakers. You're not supposed to have to find bright spots. You're
Hmm.
supposed to be able to get up there at the podium at the end of the season if it's after you lost in the playoffs and say, you know what, we got to the playoffs and we just didn't do our part because they're perennial. I mean, those teams. It's like the Yankees. The Yankees don't sit there and consider it a successful season if they're not in the playoffs.
All right.
I mean, that team has never felt that way. If they're not in the playoffs, they did something wrong. And trust me, whether or not they say it, you know, to the press or not, they feel like that.
Well,
Their
that's what
clock
it is.
feels
Most of these teams that are used to excellence,
mm-hmm.
playoffs means nothing to them.
exactly,
You know what I mean? Championships, that's where it's at. That's
That's
what they
it.
want.
Right.
exactly.
When you're accustomed to winning, man, when you're accustomed to winning, anything else, man, just don't work.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
So I
teams like the Spurs, this was a successful season for the Spurs. You know what I mean? They made the play in. They weren't expected to make the play in. They didn't even weren't expected to make the playoffs. They didn't, but at least they made the play in, you know? But when you have superstars like you have LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and AD, that should be playoff bound.
it should
That
be.
may not be championship, but it should definitely be playoff bound.
I agree. I cannot fight with that statement. Can't argue with that statement at all. They
Yeah,
should have had their ass in the playoffs.
Yeah.
yeah. And like you said, it doesn't guarantee a championship, but as the Lakers, that's what you're playing for every year is that championship. You may
Hmm.
not get it every year because it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. It's harder in the NBA, but the playoffs shouldn't be that hard for a team like the Lakers. It should be, and like you said, Westbrook, and all of that. It's unfathomable because they
Hmm.
literally just fell apart this year, and yeah, I mean they just didn't try even. By the trade deadline, they didn't do anything. It's like they just kind of
That's
just threw it. up and was like, whatever.
That was one of their biggest mistakes, not making a
Yeah.
move at the trade deadline. But I seen some games, man, and their lineups. I was like, who the hell are these guys LeBron is playing
Yeah,
with?
they traded away good players, man. I would have never got rid of God, what's his name? He came in there with Alonzo Ball, Kuzma.
Kuzma.
I wouldn't have
Kyle
got rid of
Kuzma.
Kuzma. I wouldn't have got rid of I wouldn't have got rid of Ball. But I mean, I guess they had to do that to make room for LeBron. But those players are going up. These other teams are thriving, especially Ball in Chicago,
Yeah.
thriving. So I mean,
Yeah.
this I'm sure they'll get back there. I don't know if they're gonna get back there with LeBron. I just don't know.
Yeah.
He,
I mean, LeBron's a great player still, but I don't
Yeah.
know if he's the guy to take that team.
No.
I think you just got to cut your losses on that.
I think their biggest mistake was depending on these old guys. You know what I mean? You have to have some young guys on your team, and they
gotta have
didn't.
some defense too. They got
Yes, absolutely,
zero defense.
absolutely. And you could have had a chance to get DeMar DeRozan instead of Russell Westbrook, and you went the Westbrook route. Doomed your team, man.
Because when you look at it, man, triple doubles, man. Good God, okay. Everybody say he's a walking triple double. That's an incredible feat, and I will give you I think we argued the same point. I give you the rebounds. People letting him get rebounds, but the assists and the points, man, he was doing that for a consistent time. But I don't know what happened. Like he just could not. West Brick. That's gonna be a new name. I can see that on jerseys now. There was an interview in Doggone Magic called him West Brick. He didn't call him West Brick. He called. I seen it. Played it back several times. He called him.
Who called him?
Magic Johnson. West Brick. After a game. I said, damn, that's disrespectful. But anyway, let's go on to the next topic. I can't stand this sucker right here, Patrick Beverly. He got fined $30,000 when they eliminated the Clippers out of the play-in. I think he's playing for Minnesota now.
Yeah.
In that interview, man, he was like, "My motherfuckers," and they take their ass home and fuck them out. I mean, he just went on. So they charged him $30,000 being unprofessional. I probably would have felt the same way. I don't know if I would have voiced that because I don't want to give away $30,000. But I don't like this guy. He's dirty. He's nasty to me. Some people say he plays with intensity and hunger, but there's a thin line between that and disrespectful. I don't know what the team did to him because he said in the interview he gave him his blood, his soul, his sweat, tears. But you should know that these teams don't care about that. If you're not a certain type of player, they're going to use you until they can get the best out of you, and then when they see something better, they're going to try and trade you like a piece of property to the highest team they can get money for. I mean, that is the name of the game. So going in there as a player and falling in love with a team, there's only a selected few players now that's being drafted by the team and stay with the team their whole career. You don't hardly see that often. So, do y'all agree with the 30,000 fine? Do you think it's too much? You think it was not enough, or you really don't give a shit about this?
30,000 nothing these days to these players. I mean, if you really want to get them to stop, you take more. But the fact of the matter is there are players who say the right thing, who know how to speak to the press, and then there's players who don't give a shit. And he's listed under the players who don't give a shit. I mean, obviously, I think we all learn at certain parts at a certain time of our life. If you're going to have to figure out how to just kind of bite your tongue at certain times. I mean, Danny, you work in a field where you can't just go off because something happens. You got to think about what you're going to say.
You're right. I'll be on the 6 o'clock news.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, finish up.
These people, these players. I mean, this is one of those things that should be taught. Hey, guys, just if you get asked a question, this is how you answer. And yeah, we all hate the coach speak. We're going to go back out there. We're going to play each game. we're thinking about the next opponent. We're not thinking about the last game. But there's a reason why that's what people say. And you know, Bill Belichick is a perfect example of teaching a team the right thing to say, because it doesn't matter who's on that team. Very rarely will you ever hear anybody get out of line and say something that isn't pretty much scripted. And when you let players do their thing, this is what you get.
So here's the thing. Patrick Beverly, I can't remember what game it was or who it was called a certain name, disrespected, called dirty or some shit like that. And ever since that, he's been, because I watched this interview with him, I can't remember what it was, but he's been always holding that against people, you know what I mean? And that's why he was doing. Who did he have to beef with? Patrick Beverly and his first beef. I can't remember. Whoever had the first beef, they kind of disrespected him, said he wasn't good. You know what I mean? Like really, like trash kind of thing. Like you're a trash player. You know, you're only good for this reason and that. He took it personally. So now when he's playing these games, when he goes up against certain players, he uses that as a chip on his shoulder. Not right, but that's his chip on his shoulder.
When you're
That's what
playing, using it as a tool to be better than your opponent on the court, that's okay. Don't take it to the press room. Don't take it there. Because then you're just building into anybody who says, oh man, he's dirty, he's trash, he's this, he's that. You are only helping that image.
I agree with you on that one. I'll say this though. I'm liking it though. Yeah, keep talking that trash, bro. I'm about to go back. I'm about to go and watch the fucking press conference because I want to hear what he said.
I am not surprised.
Michael Jordan used things like that to be better than his opponents. But rarely, now yes, I'm not going to say he never did it, but rarely did he go out there when he was playing and say shit about people.
I've seen some things. He cursed pretty good.
No, I didn't say never. I said rarely. I know he could. And trust me, I have seen plenty of interviews and things after the fact where he has disrespected players. I understand he does it. But he had a sense of that, of the, I'm in the press room, I got to say the right things.
I just think that he said them, but social media wasn't as strong back then as it is now.
Well, that's true too.
If you fucking sneeze now, they got that shit. Oh, Chris Knight sneezed 12 times at work. Eddie Graham's called 6 times.
I would actually like to do that. See a video where maybe I'll search for that where Michael Jordan disrespects man,
he punched Steve Kerr. What the fuck?
No, I mean the competition. You know what I mean? Like in a press conference during a game or after game, he's saying, yeah, man, I just smoked who and this and that. Because I don't remember Jordan ever doing that.
I don't know. I think he had a little bit more professionalism, I guess. But I'm sure
during a game, he'll tell you shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I like to get them bad boys mic'd up, some of them conversations.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I would too.
All right, next topic. Oh, this is going to be a paying respect to this young man right here. Dwayne Haskins died at age 24 in Florida. I know he played for the Redskins. I guess the Commanders. And Pittsburgh picked him up. He was crossing the road somewhere in Florida, and a dump truck hit him.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I heard. But then I heard the guy there was a police 911 call that somebody called in. And, I mean, what I've heard is really confusing because that's what I heard originally. He was walking on the road or crossing the road, walking on the side of the road, something like that. He got hit by the dump truck and, of course, died at the scene, if I remember right. Then I heard this 911 call that this guy said this guy is driving the wrong way on the road, and it looks like he's trying to flag somebody down, and he's going to either get in a really bad wreck or cause a really bad wreck. And I think they were referencing it to this. So I'm really not sure exactly what happened. I haven't had a chance to go look.
The article that I read said he was walking across some interstate, big interstate. I don't think it was 95. I think it was another interstate maybe. And I don't know if he walked in front of or the truck swerved. I don't know that particulars, but that he was hit and struck by a dump truck. Don't.
Yeah.
The article didn't say why he was on the interstate. It didn't say what time of day or night. I'm not sure, but I think it's
a lot of stuff that was just very vague. A lot of the information I've heard. I'll look into it some more. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead with the question. Sorry.
There wasn't no question. I was just like a paying a moment of respect. Just wanted to let people know.
Man.
Yeah, know that
it's a strange world when this stuff happens because it's like, you know, you just don't. I guess when we think about football players and baseball, hockey, basketball, we put them on a different level. And this isn't an everyday occurrence for anybody by any means, but this is something you just don't. You're like, how did this happen to this guy? Why would? Because the first thing everybody was like, why was he on the road? What was he doing crossing a road? This guy's an NFL player. Doesn't he have a driver? Doesn't he have somebody that's driving him around? Or there's these questions. But the thing is, these people are real. These are people. They're normal people.
Yeah.
You want to think I think we get this misconception that these NFL players, NBA players, are like filthy rich, and a lot of them are. But the ones at the bottom of the bowl, they're not as rich as. So they may not have enough money to have a drive. What was some big time player was saying when he first came in the NBA, he only had his contract was $800,000. He bought his mama a house for $500,000, and then he had an apartment, a condo, and he said he was broke his first year. I mean, why he spent that much on his mom's house? I mean, you're supposed to take care of your mom. But okay, mom, I can't put you in a $500,000 house. I can put you in $100,000 house or a $200,000 house. That's a very nice house,
right?
Depending on where you're staying at. And I mean,
when you do that, you're supposed to make some payments first. He probably bought it cash outright, which is not the way you do it. But whatever. No. I think that's what I mean is that, and these people are normal people.
I don't know if this guy had a big contract. I mean, is what I'm saying. So he may not have the driver or the.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, when I said, we expect him to have there's just questions there. Why was he crossing the road? What was going on?
And that's the thing, Donnie. He may not have had a big contract, and then maybe the next year he wasn't in the NBA. You know what I mean? Or NFL or in the sports thing. So now you spent all this money, and you don't really have a guaranteed job.
You think if his agent should have schooled him better, man. Look, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But it's tragic.
Very sad.
For me, this probably hits more home with the thought of his age, 24, and I'm big into music. There's been tons of rock stars and people like that who've died early. 26 is the big number. Hendrix, Joplin, a bunch of these people. But it kind of sits like that. It's like, man, this guy had a lot of life left. He just got, he's a quarterback, right? Or a cornerback. Which one was it?
Quarterback.
Yeah.
The quarterback. So he got traded to Pittsburgh. Well, Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback right now. So,
they got what's his name?
Yeah.
Trubisky.
Yes. Okay. They got Trubisky. But here's the thing. We know that this offseason and then the preseason that he would have had a chance to at least maybe show he was better. So that's what I'm saying. This guy had a lot going for him. He's on a team that needs to find a good quarterback. I'm not saying he would have been, but hey, it's a chance. And that's all anybody ever wants in the NFL.
Yeah.
And and then this happens, and this just sends home a reminder that hey, live your life, and don't forget how lucky you are to have these chances that you might have. And it's tragic. It's sad.
I agree. It's fucked up.
Yep.
But it's life, man. You know, you here today, gone tomorrow. You never know. So
Is definitely life.
that's why you gotta enjoy every second of it. You know, do whatever you can because
Yep,
you never know, man.
absolutely.
My son just pulled up. Let me know.
It's all good.
All right, next. So I'll tell you this right here. When I heard this story, I wanted to slap this man.
Yeah, I
Cam
Kids,
Newton. And I found the most outlandish picture I could find him to represent how foolish he is. On a recent interview, Cam said some crazy stuff about a woman knowing their place and should be able to know how to cook and won't let a man lead and all this kind of crazy stuff. Why he said this, I don't know. Especially in the spot he and this shouldn't affect his ability on the field. It shouldn't have nothing to do with that. But it's just stupid. You're already in a bad place. You already got people criticizing your gameplay, your mental state. So why get them any more ammunition to shoot you with? I don't understand that. If you can't say nothing that's intelligent or smart or well thought out, just don't say nothing at all. But he said it, and now it's all over the news.
yep.
So, so what do you think, Anza?
Um, I actually seen the whole interview, and I think what he was saying was taken out of context. It's not as bad as it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. Um, he wasn't necessarily saying that women should just keep their mouth shut and stuff like that, but he was saying know when to be quiet. He said shut up, but he should said be quiet. Know when to be quiet. Meaning like, you come home, your man's in a bad mood or whatever, instead of trying to, talk to him or listen to him or wait for him to talk to you, stuff like that. So I think the way they put it in the context, they took it out of context of what he actually meant.
Yeah. Boswell says Cam has right to his opinion, which is totally true. I don't agree with it all, but he can say what he prefer in women. That is totally true. You can say a lot of stuff, but we live in this cancel culture now, and you better be careful if you are a very famous person or a very rich person, because your words can be misconstrued and taken out of context. Ask Johnny Depp if you think I'm lying. So I'm just saying, be
Mhm.
careful what you say when you're in the spotlight. You're making these billions of dollars, and people are looking at your every movement, your every word, your every inflection you say anything, they looking at it and analyzing it. And if you say something that can be remotely twisted or turned to fit their narrative, then you're going to be possibly be in the same situation that we find Johnny Depp and Will Smith in. Will Smith
Well,
right now is in a living hell.
mhm. Yeah. And I was just gonna say, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Like I said, I don't think when you listen to the full context of what he's saying, like from start to finish, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. You don't have to agree with him. Most people don't, right? But they're making it seem like he's saying, "Oh, women need to shut up and know their place and stuff like that," and that's not necessarily what the context meant.
What do you think, Chris?
I think I just said this a few minutes ago that sometimes people need to learn what to say when the camera's on, the mic's on. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe his statements were placed a little out of context, but you should know when listen. In the digital age of video and audio editing, things are so easy to cut up however you want.
Hmm. Hmm.
You got to be careful. I mean, okay, maybe, and again, a lot of players out there, a lot of people say something and then they think back, they're like, well, that's not exactly what I meant to say. I meant to mean this. So he probably, just be quiet for a little bit. Use your own advice. Just learn to be quiet right now and wait for this to kind of play out. And he'll probably be okay. I just don't know if anybody's ever going to pick him up again. I don't think this will hurt if he's just quiet about it. I mean, I heard this happen, but I haven't heard anything since. So probably gone away. It's going away pretty quick. But
Basel, you said he's at the end of his career, which is true. He can't really affect his money. Yes, he can. What the most football players, especially quarterbacks, do at the end of their career. They transition into sports analysts. If he keep running his mouth and saying stuff that's going to be derogatory, he could affect his money greatly because he could be a sports analyst somebody if he acts like he got some sense and does things right. But if he say wrong stuff, that could potentially affect his money. So yes, he can. It can really affect his money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nah, LOL. No one uses context or logic now. Josh said just emotions and feelings. You
Yeah.
won't be picked up for other reasons. Yeah, well, I hope the best for the man because I really think Cam Newton, when his head is on straight, he is a fantastic quarterback. I would love for him to go back to his MVP season, get back to that level, and come to be a Washington Commander. I would welcome him with open arms, but I don't think he can do that. I don't know what that Super Bowl did something to him, like it shook his confidence. I don't know if it's something in his personal life. I don't know what it is. But Cam Newton is not the person he was 4 or 5 seasons ago.
Absolutely not. But
No.
you know what I think about Cam Newton, anyways. So
I know
overrated and
Oh my
all
God.
kinds of trash. Yeah, he's still. I still think he's overrated.
You better stop smoking some of that stuff you smoking, bro. It's
Nah, still overrated, bro. He had that one good season, and I think a lot of it had to do with Steve Smith. You know what I mean? Steve
God.
Smith, he could just throw the ball up in the air, and Steve
The
Smith
quarterback
would catch
makes the
it.
receiver. The receiver don't make the quarterback.
Not always. Not always.
Danny,
I'm listening.
you know me. You know me. I don't smoke shit, and I'm kind of on Anzo's side on this.
That ain't surprising. You on Alzo's side on everything, bro.
No, I'm not.
Everything. Yes,
No,
it is.
no.
Always on his side.
Not everything.
About two things.
I think they should have gotten Aaron Rodgers. I was on your side on that one.
Two things you're not. Colin Kaepernick, you're not on his side, and his love and what you call it, Tom Brady. Other than that, every time Alonzo says something, Chris, what you think? I'm not what Alonzo is.
You know what?
Wait, hold on.
We started calling ever since we started calling out all of Danny's yes men. He wants to just attack me for it.
Yeah. Because he doesn't feel the same way about Aaron Rodgers either.
No, I feel I'm with you on Aaron Rodgers. I think Pittsburgh should have picked him up.
Okay. I'm gonna keep tax. I'm gonna keep little tick marks every time we do something. And Chris go after Alonzo. I agree with Alonzo. That's mainly what I be hearing now. I'm just saying. I don't care, but I'm just saying what I hear. But anyway, Kyler Murray. They say he is very, very immature, and that the Cardinals are really kind of tired of him because he's asking for this crazy amount of money, and he really ain't doing the job for the money that he's asking. Do y'all think he'll be traded, or do you think they kind of stuck with each other for the moment?
Well, I mean, I guess somebody might trade for him. There's somebody out there that would take a chance on him. But I mean, I agree with the immaturity thing. I think he is immature. I think he showed a lot of that last season when things started going downhill. But who are they going to get? What are they going to get instead? I don't know if they're going to get what they want out of him in a trade.
I don't know either. There's not many quarterbacks.
Who's their backup?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Kyle Murray wants out though?
No. He's okay. Cleveland Brown pretty much the owners of Cleveland Browns pretty much fucked all the owners when they gave boy that guaranteed money. It's been said on sports shows. I watch some of them that when they walk in the doggone owners meeting, they probably might have to have a bodyguard because the owner's gonna want to grab them around their throat and say, "What the fuck did y'all just do to us?" Because now these other quarterbacks gonna be like, "Look at old boy. I can't think of his name. Deshaun Watson. He got 230 something guaranteed. I'm just as good as him. Look at my numbers. I know if I was the agent, I would be pushing it down your throat. And look, Alonzo Hodges threw more touchdowns, more receptions, more whatever than Watson, and he got that. So why can't I also get that? So essentially, they just fuck the other owners.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to answer this question down at the bottom of the screen, but go ahead. You do your thing first, and I'm going to answer that. Non grata.
Yeah. Basel, you're making some good statements, but what I'm saying is Michael Vick did not come back on TV saying crazy stuff or stuff that could be misconstrued. He went to jail, he did his time, he came back and played, and he never said anything that was crazy. He did what he was supposed to do. He didn't associate himself with people that could be misconstrued as not being the right group of people with. So he came back and he reestablished himself. Right now, Cam Newton has not done that.
Yeah. Michael Vick spent time in Leavenworth here. As soon as he was let out, he was told he had to go to a halfway house, and he went to a halfway house here in the area. And Kansas City let him come by and kind of work out with them and do some stuff. And he wasn't a part of Kansas City's team, but he came here. And the one thing that I remember about Michael Vick was he never sat there and lashed out at people who said bad things about him. He took it because he knew that he was attached to that was attached to him. And then the more you heard about it, yes, he financed a lot of that, but I think it was his brother and a friend that did a lot of the real dirty work. And so he did the right, like Danny said, he did the right thing. He didn't say, "Oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me." He went to jail. He did his time. He came out. He said the right things. He rebuilt his image, and that's totally possible. But if you continue to say things like Cam Newton and not have something to back it up, listen, there are some people in the NFL that can say things, and then they go out there and they can, run for 200 yards or whatever, or catch, 4 touchdowns in the game, and they can say whatever the hell they want because people don't care. Hey, we're winning. He's a great player, blah, blah, blah. And they just kind of look the other way. When you're not playing well, when you're not on a team, and a lot of that stuff goes on, trust me, you're going to make it a lot harder on yourself.
I agree. Basel says, I agree with you, Danny, but it's possible for Cam to do it, is all I'm saying. It's possible, but based on what I've seen so far, he hasn't done it. I hope he does it because I am a Cam Newton fan. I'm pulling for him. I hope he get his head straight. I hope he can transition to another team if that's his choosing, or he can transition into some kind of sports analyst. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with Cam Newton. I'm just saying his appearance, his actions, his words are things that will be conceived or misconstrued, in my opinion, as someone they don't want to be bothered with. So that's all I'm saying.
And I don't as a person, I don't have any issues with Cam Newton. I just think he's very overrated as a quarterback. I always think he is. And
you sound like Sean now.
Why? He's very overrated. He's
overrated 10 times.
Yeah, overrated. I don't say it 100 fucking times, but he's a fucking overrated quarterback.
Now, I will say one thing to you, Danny, that I do differ with Anzo on this. I think Cam Newton has what it takes to fix that problem. I think he has a chance that if he puts his mind to the work, I believe he can come back and play a good game.
Nah, he's done.
Someone who's overrated, in my opinion, is someone that everybody praises but never wins something, never can be considered the best. They're always in the conversation, but the numbers don't prove it. But he was considered the best. For 1 year, he was the best in the league. So how can you be overrated?
Because it's 1 year. Like, you can do anything in 1 year.
Yeah, there are
So you're saying if a quarterback, right? Let's say hold on. Let me ask you this. Okay. So let's say Peyton Manning comes into the league, right? Mm-hmm. Has 1 good year, right? 1 good year. Let's even say it's an MVP year, but he's out of the league the next 2 years. He's not overrated.
No.
Well, here's the thing, Danny. He does have a point.
Okay. Oh boy,
Listen,
one championship. You're still a champion. Whether you won 10 championships or one championship, you're still a champion.
Who?
true.
Anybody. I'm saying anybody.
Yeah, you're still a champion.
Okay.
But you could be a paper champion.
Oh, come on now.
Yes, absolutely.
In the
Paper
NFL.
champion.
In the NFL?
Oh, well, and the NFL's kind of different.
That's what I'm saying.
NFL's kind of different.
You talking NFL? We're talking about no. In NFL, you go to Super Bowl, you win a ring, you are a champion.
Yeah, but Cam Newton don't have a ring though.
I'm not saying that. I'm just using that as an example.
Okay, so even that, but does that mean you're the reason why you have that ring? Because you could have been sitting on the bench the whole time.
No, we're talking about people that's actually involved in something.
I'm just saying. I'm just
about
saying.
that.
I'm just saying. You could be on the bench. You could.
Okay.
Be, okay. So
you say overrated. So you say Aaron Rodgers won. Okay, he won 4 MVPs regular season and a championship, and you say he's overrated.
Aaron Rodgers, yes. Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Yes.
Well, I don't know. Yes. I don't know what one person could do not to be overrated in your
yes.
So somebody that won 4 regular season MVPs and 1 championship is overrated, but somebody that only won 2 championships and no MVPs.
Yeah, because they act like Aaron Rodgers is the god of all gods, and he's not. I mean, that's what overrated basically means when people think that he's better than he actually is. I'm not saying he's not good, but people are putting him on this level like he's on Tom Brady's level, and he's not even close.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
All I was gonna say is that there are flukes. There are people like Matt Castle that played like a season someplace else as a backup and came out and they were just lights out, looked great, did the right things, and then they go on to another team and they can't play worth the crap. There are such things as fluke. But again, I think that Cam Newton is in his own head on a lot of things right now. I think he's got a lot of stuff he's got to sort out. But is he done? If he continues the way he's been and doesn't really focus on his work, yes, he's done.
You got to get his head straight. I think he still got the physical tools to do it. I think his focus ain't right.
That's the thing. Get your head on straight. I think you'll be okay. I think he can come back, maybe have 1 or 2 more good years. But he's definitely on the edge of that champ.
Yep, window's closing.
He comes back and has one good year. I'll even give 1 good year. I won't say he's overrated. I'll still say he's overrated, but at least I'll give him a little bit more props than I do.
You are a hard man, boy. Hard man.
1 good year. That's all I ask.
Danny, what are you talking about? He's a hard man. All it takes for him to say that he give him a little more respect is 1 more good year. You're never going to say Tom Brady's the greatest ever. See, so that he's not a hard man. He's giving you an absolute line that I was thinking. I won't say.
But he did say that. I won't say he's this, but I give him a little bit more leeway. You won't even give both of y'all hard when it comes to certain things. Y'all rationale goes out of the window.
No, my rationale is quite okay. It just I can't imagine why everybody's got to suck Tom Brady's dick.
No, I'm not in the dick sucking at all. I'm just
act like fucking Cam Newton is good.
So if Cam Newton was playing at the level that he was MVP, would you rather him or Mike Trubisky?
Mike Trubisky.
Oh my God!
You know that's a troll. You know that's a troll,
no,
right?
Mike Trubisky. I don't want Cam Newton.
If Cam Newton was playing at the level he was playing at MVP level, you wouldn't want him over Mike Trubisky.
Because I don't think Cam Newton was the real reason why he played at that MVP level. I think it had a lot to do with Steve Smith.
Okay.
Hey, Danny.
Yes, sir.
How many times do you think this next season we're going to hear him say Mike Trubisky is complete and utter trash?
Well, I'm going to keep a tick mark. Garbage.
Yeah,
garbage,
wait till the middle of the season. Then ask me those questions about quarterbacks again.
Every time he say it, I'm going to put a tick mark. Garbage, trash, garbage.
Wait till the middle of the season. So what? You want to wait till you guys are 0-8?
Then ask me if I want one of these quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Then ask me that. My opinion may change then.
Yeah. He's going to be like, fuck yeah, I want anybody other than this motherfucker.
Oh, next topic. Ooh, I love this one. Boom. Hello, Coach Tomlin. Guess who's might be coming? Ooh, I've read several articles. Hey, the fans don't want to see him there, but the coaches in the Rooney family, they are entertaining it.
Of course, they don't want to
If
see him. Fans don't listen.
Mike,
Fans. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just said if Mike Trubisky don't work out, this might be a viable backup.
No.
I'm just telling you, hey.
No, I don't want to.
Pittsburgh fan, you do not want any part of Cleveland's shit, and that's exactly what they're gonna say. Is this is Cleveland's trash, and we don't want him. That's exactly what they're gonna say. Now, you get them there, and again, I said this earlier when we've talked about this several times. I think Tomlin's the right type of coach for him. I don't think Tomlin will fucking put up with the whiny little snivelly bitch that he is. I think he'll kick his ass and say, listen, play my game, and I'm going to make you look like a fucking hero. Because he has the talent. He has the skill. He just thinks his shit don't stink. And that's not how it is.
Yeah. I'll say this. Like you said, we don't want Cleveland's trash too. Again, I think we need to worry on wide receivers more than worry about the quarterback right now, the quarterback situation. Mike Trubisky
you guys
isn't
got
great.
problems last year, and he got worse problems now.
Right. Mike Trubisky isn't great, but who does he have to pass to? Juju Smith is gone. You know what I mean? And Juju Smith wasn't even great. So I don't know, man.
I want to see him go. I think he'd do a lot of good for Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah, of course you do, Danny.
Bring
Why is that?
that energy.
Why is that?
I want to see him there because I want to see
I want to see him with the Commanders.
Shit, we'll take him at this point because I sure ain't got no faith in Wentz. Walker. What do you call his name? God, he's so sorry.
You know you're in trouble. What's our quarterback's name again?
You know the one that started with Philadelphia. I can't think of his name. God.
Wentz?
Yeah,
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is going to make me wince.
Mm.
So I might would take Baker over Carson. I don't have
Really?
no faith in him. I don't. Man, what does it say when they put the backup player statue at the place nuts? You.
I don't know if I don't know. I might I might take Wentz over that.
I don't know, man.
Who
don't
did
trust
Did
Cleveland
Wentz
get?
go to a Super Bowl?
I don't trust Wentz.
Didn't Wentz go to a
Who
Super
did
Bowl?
Cleveland get?
Wentz didn't win no Super Bowl.
No, he went to one though, right?
No.
He helped
The
them.
backup quarterback went because he hurt his leg.
Oh, okay.
Nick Bowles.
Yeah, both. That's it.
And
Yeah.
this last one, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go. Go ahead. I was just
This
saying.
last topic, when I saw it, it blew my mind, and I saved it for last. Floyd Mayweather made this boast. Any team that signs Antonio Brown, if he goes to that team and doesn't get in trouble, then the team will have to pay them $20 million. But if he does get in trouble, then he would pay that team $20 million. Tell me that man is a fool.
Well, he is definitely a fool, but I don't think any team can even take that offer, to be honest with you.
It is a legit offer.
I believe it. No, I believe it's a legit offer.
He is managing, I think, well, that's what they say. He's the new, I guess, manager for AB. AB has developed a relationship with him and Kanye West. And Floyd made that. God, I thought I had it pulled up, but I didn't. But yeah, I saw it on, I think, Undisputed before we came on. He made that announcement to any NFL team that takes him and he doesn't do anything wrong. If he does anything wrong, gets any kind of trouble, then he will pay them $20 million. But if he doesn't, keeps his nose clean that entire season, then they have to sign him a contract for $20 million.
Mm.
And Shannon
first
Sharp, like
off-
he was fooled because he said when he was with Las Vegas, he had a $30 million contract. So why didn't he keep his nose clean then?
Yeah.
So Shannon said he definitely wouldn't touch him.
No, absolutely not. That's a stupid bet. That's a dumb bet. I wouldn't take that at all. And I'll be surprised if I see AB on a team, to be honest with you.
I think somebody's desperate enough to get him, bro.
I think somebody
I
will pick
think
him up.
I think there are teams that are desperate
I
enough to do it.
I
but
would not be surprised to see him in a Dallas Cowboy uniform this season.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys are the only team out there who I would consider, they have playoff chances that would actually go for somebody like AB. Most teams that expect to be in the playoffs, that consider themselves a perennial playoff team or a team that has a chance for the playoffs, they won't touch him. I don't think they'll touch him. I would expect, I almost would expect somebody like Miami doing it.
Your team might take them too because they lost a big offensive piece.
Mm.
I would not be
But
surprised.
I don't think Reed will handle. I think Reed will throw it. I don't think Reed will deal with it. I think Reed doesn't want to touch that. I think Tyreek Hill was about as much drama as he wants, and that's gone. And he just, I don't know. I just don't see him working out with somebody like Reed, but I could be wrong.
Hey man,
Josh,
go ahead, Danny.
There's no stipulation that I'm aware of, Josh. That's just the deal that Florida's put out there for the NFL teams. My boy go to your team and he don't cause no noise, don't make no fuss, then y'all pay him $20 million. If he does, then the $20 million we'll pay it. For a desperate team,
Either way, he gets
for a desperate team with no salary cap, that might be viable.
He gets $20 million.
Might be cheaper because he was getting 30 at Vegas.
Either way.
So he would basically just be paying. Well, no, because he'd have to pay the team if he messed up. So, I was saying he'd be paying the.
I guess he could write a check to the owner. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's $20 million because he had Kadonki. But I think he would do it. I think Floyd Mayweather would say, "Look, motherfucker, I will whip your ass if you waste my money like this."
The problem with that is, okay, go with me on this. Because like here in Kansas City, we've had our own run-ins with Floyd Mayweather, and the thing he plays with this. He plays with people because he's got money and he likes to throw it around like, "Hey, look at me." Let's say him and AB sat down one day, and AB's like, "Man, I want to play again." Da 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 da. And he said, "Well, and Floyd's like, looks at him and says, "You know what? I bet I have a way we can do this. I'm going to say that I'll pay a team $20 million if you act up, but if you don't act up, you get $20 million." And AB's like, "You know what? That's interesting." And AB, okay, have you ever paid a kid to be quiet for 1 minute? They'll be quiet for 1 minute. You don't pay them, they're going to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like if somebody goes for this deal, AB is going to be good for a year. The next year is going to act like a fool. That's what I see happening with this.
Yeah.
Really, what I see happening with it. This is just set up so somebody takes it, and then he plays the game, and he's like, "Okay, fine, 1 year, boom, 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 boom." Plays model citizen, and then boom.
You think it'll work, Danny? You said.
Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised if somebody take that. A team that's hungry for the Super Bowl.
I mean,
I'll tell you, man, Jerry is.
I guess if he's quiet for 1 year,
Jerry is raced against time. He is raced against the Grand Reaper. He knows statistically he don't have that many more years on this planet, and he wants another trophy before he dies. And I think he will do it.
I don't think it's ethical to do that, though. I don't think they can do that, though.
Yeah, you see that's a big. Yeah, I kind of wonder how you'd have to handle that. because I don't know if the NFL, and not even the NFL, I don't know if the federal government would allow that.
But if he passes all of the testing, the qualifications, whatever, he's good to go. And the team saying, "Look, we ain't got to pay him nothing. And if he acts up, we pay him nothing. We get $20 million. If they go into a mutual agreement with that and it's signed and it's legal,
Yeah, but a
the
team taking
commission,
20 million bucks from somebody, I don't know if they could do that though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's ethical.
I don't know. They take it from the TV all the time.
Yeah, but they have contracts with the TV.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I'm saying having a contract here. We have a legal binding contract that Roger Goodell approves. If you got some kind of commission, the owner's got some kind of board, let them approve it. Don't do it. Don't try and sneak and do it. But okay, I want to take Mr. Floyd on his up on his deal. What are the precedents I got to do? You got to go through Roger Goodell, get him signature. Boom. You go through the board.
Yeah, but now everybody's gonna want to do that. You know what I mean? Hey, let's do this because since we can't pay him this amount, then we can have some sponsor come in and say, "Hey, we'll pay you $30 million to do that." I can't see that happening.
I don't know.
Because now you're going over the salary cap. Because you could say, "Hey, listen, you come to us and I'll pay you."
No. What I'm saying is they got to be under the salary cap. They can't extend themselves
No,
or do anything.
no, I know the team could be under the salary
That's what I'm
cap,
saying.
right?
The
But
team.
with the team being under the salary cap, then you add that you add that on top of it. Now the player is getting paid way more than he would be if they didn't have it.
You misunderstood what I'm saying. I'm saying if they're even going to entertain this particular agreement, they have to be within the parameters of the NFL, what the NFL rules already got. So if this 20 million don't break the salary cap, they can do it. If the 20 million will bust their salary cap, then they can't do it, or they got to pay the penalties for going exceeding that salary cap. But if it's within the parameters of the salary cap, and the commissioner approves it, the owner's board approves it, or whoever commissioning board approves it, and they put it in writing and it's legal, I don't have a problem with that. Now, if they're exceeding the salary cap or breaking any kind of rules or stuff, then of course I will not do that. But as long as everything is legal and binding, and he signs that
Well,
signature, if I act a donkey, I don't get paid nothing. If I act good and don't say nothing, y'all pay me $20 million. I don't have no problem with that.
okay, well, here's the biggest problem
I
of
still
all
don't
this.
think that could happen.
Floyd Mayweather is an individual, and he is taxed. NFL teams are not taxed
That is true.
because they are not for profit. I think there's the first problem because, like I said, it's not so much getting it past the NFL, which I think is a huge hurdle with Roger Goodell. I don't see Roger Goodell playing this game just to have AB in the league. I just don't see it. But even more so, I don't see the federal government allowing that to happen because, again, Anzo, brings up the point that a lot of people with a lot of deep pockets might start playing. That's kind of what you got that's kind of the problem you get in college football is that people got money and they'll pay to woo certain players and they'll give boosters and all that, and it's a very difficult thing to weed out. And you always hear about people getting fined, and then programs getting suspended because they didn't handle the rules right or whatever. This opens up a whole can of worms. I don't think the NFL even wants to even get close to.
That's what make me even think it'll work because these these uber rich people, they're not paying the taxes that we are because they know all the loopholes, they know all the
exactly. That's the point, though, is that
stuff. So I think they would create some kind of shelter. I just do. This uber rich that we'll never be a part of. They know the secrets. They know the ingredients to the cake. They know all that stuff that we don't know. And I think this is something that could possibly work. If it don't, and I don't care whether it work one way or the other, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see this going on and some desperate team that think that AB can make a difference will make the salary cap room and he slide in there. I would not be surprised.
And then you get the problem. Then you got people looking at it like, say, hey, look, we can launder our money through this. We don't have to pay taxes with it. You get shell games going on. Again, NFL is going to look at this and go like, man, this is not where we want to go. We do not want to have open season on people who fuck up just so somebody can come in and sponsor them to get them back in the league. I mean, I could be wrong, Danny, but I don't see this.
I don't know. You both could be wrong. We both could be right. I mean, I don't know. I just say I would. All I'm saying is I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I hear you.
If it happens, I wouldn't be like, "Damn, I can't believe they did that." I'd be like, "Damn, I told you so."
Well, if they made it work, if there was a way they could make it work, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah.
Literally what they'd have to do is the contract would have to state that he'd have to play for 1 year with zero disciplinary action, and they'd have to that part of that contract, that amendment to that contract would be like 60 pages long because they'd have to go through everything he's done and figure out anything he might do, and then he'd have to sign that, and then that it'd say we're going to pay you $20 million for this year if you don't break this rule, and then and only then Floyd Mayweather would have to put $20 million in a account
escrow
locked away in escrow until that season was up, and then he would make a donation to that team, and it have to be considered a donation. And again, $20 million as a donation means he gets tax break, which again brings in the whole thing of all of that. So, but there's so many things I just don't see them doing. But
yeah,
maybe not.
They make these creative contracts with all these bonuses. If you run so many yards, if you throw so many touchdowns, you do this, do that. I'm sure they could be creative if they wanted to. You ask if they wanted to. If they didn't, then of course, like y'all saying, they probably won't. If it's something they really want to do, if it's something that they could benefit from, they'll make it happen.
And just is Antonio Brown the person to take the chance on?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Shannon says that Floyd Mayweather is very loyal to his friends. If he calls you a friend, he is very loyal. So I guess
fine. You be my friend, but you just gonna cost me $20 million?
Yeah.
Well, no. You see, again, I think this is a scheme that if he plays for a year, he's going to get through that year. And if I'm a team, I'm going to be kind of wary of that. I'm going to be thinking, well, we can do this, but this could just be to get this guy $20 million, and then what he does, he walks because he only has a year contract. I mean, there's so many red flags in this. It's not even funny, and
yeah.
Well, but you're right, Danny. That Cowboys are right up there on that list of people who probably go like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it.
You got rid of Amari Cooper. I can see Antonio Brown wearing the silver and blue tomorrow. I can see it.
And it's funny too because we're saying like, oh, you're gonna lose Floyd Mayweather $20 million. That's nothing to him.
No.
$20 million is
that's
nothing.
Chump change. That's probably one of his house. That's four of his Bugattis.
Hands down, it's chump change for him.
Yeah. But good, guys, it's been an exciting show, good conversation, but it has come to an end. Unless I got another topic I want to discuss. That I only did 8.
No, I think I got everything.
All right. So, Chris, what's going on with you in your neck of the woods? Go ahead and shout out your show channels. What's going on?
Well, hopefully this week I'll get back to some stuff. I think this Monday we'll be doing the Gospel According to Chris. Of course, we'll have our shows on Tuesday and Wednesday. I know you're going to be gone this week, Danny.
Yep.
So on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm not positive yet, but I think Anzo's going to set up a best of list that we'll do on Tuesday and Wednesday. We're talking about it. Don't know if that's what's going to happen, but we'll be doing 2 shows this week on Chaos Central for sure. And I think tomorrow, I don't know for sure yet. It depends on how the rest of the night goes, but I think I'll be doing the wrap up tomorrow. And I got more information about my house being for sale. I know that the guy that put the bid on both properties, so it sounds more like an investor. So that leads me more to believe that I might be able to stay. So I'm hopeful on that. When I get a little more information, I think I'll be able to actually start setting up some like my schedule again to actually hit it hard again. But right now I'm just kind of in this zone of don't know what's really going on shit.
Yeah, that sucks. That moving, boy, it's stressful too. God, it's stressful.
Yeah. So that's kind of the thing. I'm still trying to get some stuff boxed up and taken out of the house occasionally when I can. So I'm really focusing just on that stuff right now. So it's hurting the channel, but I still got my Tuesday. I'm asking the Masked Singer. That's doing really well. So yeah,
good deal. Anzo,
thanks,
what's going on? Oh, not a problem, bro. Anzo, what's going on with you, sir?
Not much. Big for entertainment, like Chris and Danny will say. We have the 3 shows, the OOC, the tier listing that we do as well. So it's fun.
Last night was fantastic, man. That's the best one yet.
Last night was good.
What won?
Coming to America.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Coming to America. A lot of people said it shouldn't have won, but I was like, no, Coming to America is a good choice.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure something the white boy says is that they're okay with the black movie being Coming to America winning. That makes all the sense in the world right there.
Deej and Sean were on point, man.
Man.
They probably watched more than I watched. And I was like, shit.
Yeah. I was impressed. Deej and Sean, they've seen like every movie. They seen it.
Maybe like 3 movies. Maybe like 3 movies they hadn't seen.
I'm sure I didn't watch it, but I'm sure I would have known most of them because I've watched tons of them, man. That was some of the best movies I've ever seen because they're just So I don't know. I'll watch it and see what I think. But I'm okay with Coming to America.
Yeah, me too. I was cool with it.
And I am Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat, the host of the show. These are my boys. We stream together a lot of times through the week, first few days of the week, on Sundays, and of course on Saturdays. Tomorrow, Anzo will be hosting the Moon Knight Roundtable, episode 3.
Episode 3,
which I thought is the best so far. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna try. We will be driving to our vacation destination, but I'm gonna try and be on there. If it is, it'll be by phone. It won't be by computer because I won't be back home till Thursday. Cool. But thank y'all for coming on the show. Had a good time. We missed Roberto, but hopefully he'll be back next Saturday. And let me give a shout to everybody that came in the channel on the chat. We appreciate it. Roadblock was first. Thank you, Mr. Roadblock. Josh, Jason Lee Tucker, thank you. Coach Gabe, one of my co-workers. Bosco, Guyscar, what's up? Thank you. All right, Chris, you yell at you later, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy, all right?
Yes, Chris.
Maz Mama Bear, thank you for coming. Keely Chow, appreciate you for dropping by. Basel, thank you, sir. Very good questions, interaction. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Cole Turner, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. And DQ, what's up? He says Browns ain't going anywhere anytime soon. If Steelers make an offer, take it. Okay.
I don't know what the offer is.
You said hashtag Glory was robbed.
Yes, I agree.
Well, like I said, thank y'all for coming. We appreciate it, and we will catch you next time. Until then, peace.